What is up, lab members and SCART fans? There's one here, and welcome to this first episode of Brown's Workshop.
これはまさか
何が
ん
まさかだ。
Now, before we get into this video, I want to talk about what Brown's Workshop exactly is, because I want to keep this channel a SCART based channel, but I also really like making videos, and I really like talking about the things I personally enjoy. And one of them is old tech. I really like, if you've seen my other videos, I've made some portable cassette recorders and cassette player videos, and I just generally like old tech. And one of the things I like a lot is CRT TVs and stuff around that. So I thought, hey, that kind of fits, because, you know, it's a big part of SCART, the CRTs and Mr. Brown and all that kind of stuff. So I wanted to talk and make videos about these type of things too. Now, this video is a video to show you guys how to connect your Nintendo Switch to a CRT, so you can play CRT games, Nintendo Switch games on your CRT TV, which is interesting. I'll go through a step. I have the steps ready, but I unplugged everything. So we're going to start together from scratch. Our partner in crime today will be this ugly duckling. Well, I think it's a really ugly CRT, but it's the one that works the best for me. And it is the Philips 14pt1562. It's a model that released in 1995-96, I think, and it's a pretty new CRT, and we'll see more about that when we turn it around. Because before we get into how to connect everything and how we do everything, I want to show you exactly what the plugs and the inputs look like. And obviously there's different regions and different type of CRTs, and that's a little bit complicated, and I'll go through that so it's easy to understand. So I'm going to turn the TV around. I'm going to show you guys the inputs that you actually have on this TV. And you'll see real quickly here that it has two very simple inputs: the RF, which is the radio frequency for the antenna, and a SCART. Now, if you live outside of Europe, you might not even have seen these in your life. A SCART is what we use for audio video. This only released in Europe. SCART is a European only thing. I found that out not that long ago as well, which is interesting. But yeah, this is a PAL TV. There's a difference. In Europe you have PAL TVs, in America and Japan you have NTSC TVs. So it works a little bit differently, but all the steps will be the same. So we have SCART. If you're outside of Europe, you'll have the AVI components, which is red, white and yellow. And this works exactly the same, and I'll show you in a second. So this is our audio video. So we want to mess with this because we want to put HDMI to AV or SCART, right? So put this over here like that. I'm going to look at what we have for the switch, because we have a totally unplugged switch right here with the dock, and I'm not putting it in straight, but with the dock. And first of all, obviously you have to plug it into the power. So power brick, we're gonna do that first. And mine, my switch I bought in Japan, so I need a little adapter, European adapter, for it to work here. I'm gonna plug that in like that, and then we're going to plug that into our dock, like so. Okay. Focus, please. Okay. Now, what we want to do is we want to grab the HDMI. And this is the HDMI cable that goes with your switch, obviously. And we want to put that in our switch. And I'm gonna tell y'all something, and I think it's pretty damn obvious when I say it, but this HDMI does not go into the TV at all, right? I'm going to put the switch away for a second. So how do we fix this? It's really simple. We have this little thing here that I bought. It's pretty cheap. It's called the Ghana Mini, And all it does is it converts HDMI into AV. And this is what everyone else that doesn't use SCART will remember, is the AV for the newer CRT models. So what we're going to do is very simple. I'm going to put that in here. And if you use SCART like we do, you'll have to get a SCART adapter as well. So we have the components here. Our component cables, which is just our cables, right? We're going to plug those in. You just follow the color. And this is important. Like I said, there's two types of CRT TVs, PAL and NTSC, depends on your region. Here's a little switch. It's upside down, but it says PAL and NTSC, and you put it to what your TV is. So mine's PAL, so it's flipped to PAL, right? Now, usually, if the TV had an input for these, you can plug them in and it will work. Now, this is a SCART, again, so we'll have another adapter, which is AV to SCART. I'm going to plug that in, like so. I'm going to just plug that into the TV. Like that. And that's all you have to do. Now we can play video games on the TV. Why would you want to do this? I'll go through the pros and cons in a second, but I'm going to turn the TV around now, like we just did. I think that's good. Okay. I'm going to turn the switch on. First of all, I'm going to turn the TV on, actually. And sorry if there's a loud beep. CRTs make beeping noises when you turn them on, but this is the non-loudest. So this is the softest one I have, which is why I use this one. Okay, so it's connected to the AV right now, and the AV, it depends on your CRT how you'll get there. Usually, some AVs, I mean, some CRTs have an AV button, which is lets you go to AV. This one is if you go a channel behind, so the lost channel, you go to AV. It says there AV. I'm not sure if you can see that. You can see me though. Hey, right. I'm going to turn my switch on. I'm going to show you guys. I'll put it over here, like so. I'm going to turn it on. And there we have the display on a CRT. Now, there's a few things you want to keep in mind. Mine, you probably want to mess with the settings a little bit, because I know my CRT, and this doesn't always look the best from start. So I usually put it to something like that. And then if I can find my controller, which I put somewhere over here, I can show you how it looks like on the TV itself. So I'm just using wireless stuff. Right. Now, some things you want to keep in mind. Your switch is probably not, the display is probably not set for the right size. I'm going to try to say it. So if you go to settings, you go all the way down here, and you go to this one. You can change the size so it will fit your CRT. Now, HDMI, games that are made for HDMI, obviously are made for HDMI, which means they are widescreen. CRTs are very square, not widescreen. So what ends up happening is that instead of the widescreen you'll have, it'll squish it down a little bit. As you can see, these aren't squares; they're a little bit more rectangular, but that's one of the cons of doing this, because the games aren't made for CRT. But it is really fun if you want to play Sonic, for example. I'm going to do that right now. And you'll have the intro with the old CRT stuff. It's cool to look at. It's just fun to do once, but I don't recommend that. yeah, it's fun for retro games, but it also works perfectly fine on any other game you want to play. For example, Smash Bros. I'll just show you the intro. It's fine. It's really fine. It's kind of cool. And I've played with some friends on a CRT. It's pretty difficult because it's also small. But now you know how to connect everything and how it works. So now you can do it yourself. Hooray! I helped someone. Hopefully. Maybe. Let's wait for that intro and then I'll end the video. Alright. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions, feel free to ask me, because I love helping. And I'll see you in the next video. El Psy Congra.